We paid off $17,000.
In 100 days.
The crazy part is that at the very beginning, we could have been doing that all along.
Our income did not change.
Nothing changed about our income.
Nope.
We maybe just a couple, like maybe $100 here or there, but literally nothing changed about our income. It was literally being able to have a zoomed out view of everything, tell it where to go, and then it just did it. And so just like what she said earlier, just that shifting of, it was literally consuming us, our finances, but then just having that zoomed out view of just how the academy has, just how it's run, the process and everything, we were now on top, and we were having the authority and telling it, no, this is where it needs to go. And we knew exactly where it went, how it went, what it was supposed to do, and we didn't have to worry about it. It was just cool. We were paycheck to paycheck, didn't really know where money was going. If we had it, sure didn't feel it. We didn't know where it was going or what, so.
We were just really frustrated. We would argue a lot because finances was a tender topic, and so it was just a lot of arguing and a lot of trying to figure out, our daughter needed clothes. Okay, what do we have to give up for the week type of thing.
But it just didn't make sense because it was like, we see the margin, we see how much we're supposed to have left over. Where's all it going?
A lot of frustration.
Yeah. Yeah, just like what we were saying, we had somebody else giving us an Excel sheet. Didn't really explain a lot of things. It was just like, hey, here's this, plug your numbers in, and then just go for it. And then we were using a whole nother brokerage account for investing, and it just was a sour taste in our mouth. And so when we found out about the academy, it changed everything. We had other people that we knew were doing it, heard their experience with it, and so we were like, yeah, all right, let's try it, let's do it. For sure, these 7 accounts. That's something that we were not used to. And so whenever I heard that, I was like, hey, this may not be the best thing for us because I don't care to open up all these accounts. But it's been the best. Like that, but that was the only thing that really, really stood out for us. And yeah, just the 7 accounts. That was fairly new. Yeah. The absolute worst. No. Really, really good. Straightforward, not pushy though. He has his own opinions, he has his experience, and he's willing to tell us about it, but then also give us several other options for us to make on our own. And I think there's been like maybe one decision I can't even think of that we may have not taken his, but not once did he say, oh, well, you're terrible for this, or judge us for that. He's all right, well, if that's what y'all want to do, let's try to work with it. And so, yeah, not pushy whatsoever, very, very respectful of our decisions, and just upfront with everything with his experience.
I put on there knowledgeable because this is the stuff that they don't teach you in high school or college. So you go into it literally like a blind mouse. We were clueless as to a lot of this stuff. And his dad is really into finances, but there's just, whenever talking to family, it can be kind of like, if you don't take my answer, don't ever talk to me again type of thing. And his dad is not like that at all, but it was still just like, he's busy. I guess that would be what it is. It's not his job, And so finding Cameron was helpful because it was like, this is your job and you enjoy doing it. It's not something that's like a hassle to you, And even with all of my specifically crazy questions, it's never been like, this is a stupid question, because it's literally like, we're clueless, we don't know what we're doing. And so, and it is to a certain degree, like if this is a step that we don't need to take, but we take it anyways, then it's a learning step or a learning experience. It's never like, I told you so. It's, okay, well, let's try and find something else that's gonna work. So I like that a lot. We started in December, and at the end of December, we had paid off his credit card, which was, I think, like $3,500. The next task was my car. So from January to March 10th, we paid off $5,600, around that, on my car. Right now, it's just putting money in savings. Oh, and we paid off my credit card too, which was $8,600, I think. So doing all that within 120 days, because I would say about 100 days, really. So debt paid off was the biggest, and then we did, right now we're saving and then investing in like 2 weeks.
I mean, whenever we get paid, whatever, with how the program is, that money just automatically generates to those accounts. We don't see it, we don't touch it. We know it's gonna get paid. We don't have to worry about anything like that. And so now it's just anything outside of bills that we have in another account, that's the only thing that we look at. And we're not having to worry about it much at all anymore. We don't fight anymore, if you wanna.
We don't argue over that. When you live like that, you don't want to be a slave to money, specifically. And we know the Lord is our provider, but specifically it's when you live paycheck to paycheck like that, it's like you're in a fight or flight mode. And you're just like, okay, am I gonna have enough to put gas in my car or something like that, you know? And it's terrible to live like that. And so for me specifically, it was a shift of, I don't have to look at my account every day to know we're okay, you know, or we have a gas card or, you know, account, whatever. And then we have, like, we're okay. So it's literally like coming out of that fight or flight mode, but then also surrendering. Like when you're in that mode too, it's very difficult to fully surrender your finances to the Lord. And then after, like I've told people, like of course you have to do that first before we found you. I was like, you know. And so ultimately that was the first thing we did, was fully surrender our finances to the Lord. But then at the same time, it was like, okay, who can we reach out to help us? Because we don't know what we're doing. And so after it was the full surrender to our finances, and then it was finding you, and it was like, okay, now I have confidence that we're not gonna be in fight or flight anymore.
We paid off $17,000.
In 100 days.
Credit
It was like a
cards.
weight lifted off, because we bought the house. We thought we were like, okay, we're in. I was 6 months pregnant. Let's get her here, and then we're done. And then within 10 months of living at the house, like you said, we had to spend $20,000 on the house. And first-time home buyers should not have to do that. So we had to spend that money, and then, you know, the tail end of it went on credit card. The front half of it we paid off with what we had in savings, but the tail end of it we paid off on credit card, and so it just piled and piled and piled and piled. And as of today, we have no credit card debt. We have cars now, but that's it. So how we were able to pay off debt was the biggest. I mean, I know we keep repeating that, but that's literally the biggest thing. For us, it was like, okay, we don't need to take any trips because we have credit card payments. We don't need to do this because we have credit card payments. Hey, don't forget, we don't need to do that because we have a credit card payment. But then again, living paycheck to paycheck, it's hard to pay off a credit card when you're living like that. Had no plans to pay off my car, but we did that, you know, and just all these other things. And so we had it was like no end in sight type of thing. It was we realized very quickly, like, oh no, this is possible. And we did it. And I remember you asked us how we felt at the end of December of paying off his credit card. And I vividly remember, I think it's in one of your other videos too, I was like, for him, he was like, felt good. I was like, for me, real good. Because I was the one who was actually saying, like, pay, you know, and stuff like that. So just knowing that credit cards aren't bad, you know, and you've told us that before. They're not bad. They're actually they can be really good for you. But just knowing and having a mindset shift of how to properly handle our finances and not let our money control us type of thing.
There would be times where I would feel something to give more than what we're used to. And then she would say, I don't think we can do that, but if you're feeling it, then I guess we'll do it, and we'll just hope that he takes care of the rest. And then whenever Kingdom Heights came around, we felt a huge pull in our family to, like, hey, we both think that this is another place for us to give. But it was like, hey, I think we can only give this. But once we were able to really get things in order, it was like, no, we can actually give more than what we thought of. And that really helped us out a lot because we both were just excited to be able to give towards this this situation and everything. So
Miracle offering was another huge one. You know, when we've had the miracle offerings for Kingdom Heights, it was like, okay, miracle offering for that, but we need a miracle in our own finances. So like it's hard to give to something when it was hard in the moment. It was hard to give to that whenever we financially could not do it. And I think at the last miracle offering, I just did it.
Yeah.
Like it was like second nature. Like it was just like, okay, done. Like there was no second guessing, or it was as if it's normal. And it is normal. It is our normal. It is. And so, I mean, it's changed our giving completely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess in the same sense, it's changed, like using Cam's insight and wisdom has changed a lot of things. Like we paid off my car, 14 days later I got in a wreck, but then within 4 days, because of the wisdom that we've learned, or the knowledge that we've gained, we found me a new car. And so it's just like stuff like that. Like I could not imagine the anxiety I would have had if I would have wrecked my car right after paying it off and not using Cam. Like I have no idea. I probably wouldn't even have a car right now because I was just like, I'd be in such like lockdown. But yeah.
So we've already, like we said earlier, we never lost trust in the Lord when it came to giving and everything, because we knew that He is our provider, and just with our history with walking with the Lord, that no matter what, He's going to provide. It may be hard, but I mean, I've been in places where I only had $5 in my name, but everything was paid off. I didn't have to worry about anything. And so that never changed, but it was just, this may be weird or I don't know, bad to say, but whatever, but whenever we finally had that weight lifted off, we felt better about giving. And it just felt good to be able to give more than what we were originally doing, you know.
One thing that I think of a lot is one of the many things the Lord asks of us is to give Him our first fruits. And we should never question whether or not we're supposed to do that, or, you know, and again, like we've said this whole time, He is our ultimate provider, and we trust and believe in that. But at the beginning of this, whenever we were contemplating doing it, it was like, okay, you know, we give our tithes, the Lord is our provider, etc., etc. But He's also given people like Cam the knowledge and the wisdom to help others in that, like, this is your ministry. Your ministry is helping people do this and helping people become financially free. And so that was another big kicker for us was, you know, we are being blessed so that we can bless others. And so we want the overflow of our blessings to bless others. And, you know, the Lord gives us an abundant amount of blessings. And so us being able to do that and, you know, having full trust in the Lord has been really cool.
Yeah. Do it. I've heard so many stories of people trying so many different things, and we've looked into all the other stuff. Nothing compares to this.
All the apps.
Yeah, all the apps. We've looked into all that stuff, but nothing compares to this. And just trust the process. One thing that even Cam told us at the very beginning was, hey, you may be skeptical about this. Let's do it for the first month. See how you feel about it, and then go for it. I mean, it was halfway through that first month, and we were like, hey, this might actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
But no, I would say just do it. Do it.
It's never gonna be just here's my spreadsheet, good luck. It's here's my spreadsheet, let's walk through it together. Yeah. And it's not like that just the first month. We're almost 6 months in, and it's been constant checkups, constant, you know, good job, how's this?
Yep.
How are you? How are we doing? What do we have left? I recommended it to somebody last night at church. I was like so excited for no reason. Like, I don't always like for no reason. I was excited for them because I remember how it felt.
Yep.
I remember that, like, in her explaining their situation, I was like, I know that life.
Yeah.
I know that life. They have 2 kids. We only have 1, but I know the anxiety and it's gripping. And I know what it feels like. And so I was just so excited to like talk to her after. I was like, you gotta meet him. I was like, he's here tonight, I'll introduce you.
Are you struggling with debt or feeling like there's never enough at the end of each month? Or maybe you want to create more income, or maybe you want to start investing but don't know where to start. You're not alone, but you don't have to stay stuck there. The Earners Academy is a financial coaching program where we're helping countless individuals and families eliminate 3 to 4K in debt in less than 30 days, build full emergency funds in less than 90 days, and finally create financial margin inside of their budget. Through accountability, through a game plan, and through guidance, we'll help you on your way to financial freedom. So are you ready to take the first step? Book your consultation today and start building the financial future that you deserve.